online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads from over 200 countries and your #1 source in after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey there, Defiance fans! What's going on? Welcome back to the Defiance After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. Talking about Season 2, Episodes 10 and 11. A double episode all wrapped up in one. I'm Matt Lieberman. Join me as always, the panel's all here. Bad boy of indie comedy, Jesse Klein is here.
Yeah, whatever.
Scott Moore is here.
Hey, guys.
And Nando Velasquez is here.
So what?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nando's copping an attitude.
Right.
Yeah. It's addictive, copping an attitude. Everyone wants to cop one, but you can't.
Not everyone can, though.
Yeah, that's true. No. I got to play it straight. You can all cop attitudes. I got to be.
Hey, you got to be you. You got to be you.
So,
you do you.
Yeah. So, SyFy aired 2 episodes this week, and unfortunately, we only have about an hour to talk about them both. And I apologize.
And they're going to be doing this next week as well. So
yes.
In case you guys didn't realize, back to back.
Yeah. So we apologize in advance if you were expecting more of an in-depth review. We're going to try to hit as many of the points as possible. I think, collectively really loved both of these episodes. I feel like we've been building to a point of excitement and crisis and action, and I feel like we finally got that tonight. A lot of plot points hit climaxes and shifted in new and exciting directions. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of things came to a head in both these episodes, which we were kind of looking forward to. Not only the Arissa stuff, but we got an interesting kind of, not conclusion, but addition to the Rosewater Pottinger story.
We got some twists there. Like we move forward. She's into him now, apparently, even though he says he's a monster. And then he comes back up to her. He's like, "Listen, everything that I said down there is 100% true. I've done terrible things." I think
he was more talking about the romantic stuff he was
I know, but if he's saying everything,
she wants the bad boy.
I'm sure somewhere inside he's wondering, like, it was that simple. I just had to confess. I didn't do all this. I had to kill like 50 people.
I just had to be trapped in a cave with no air.
Oh my god.
All I had to do. Well, I like how during that episode we found out that it wasn't him, but during that episode we were like, was this just another elaborate Pottinger plot?
First thing didn't work, so let's try another elaborate one to see if this one works instead.
Okay, I'll get a Votan weapon. I'll put it in the cave, and right when I'm down there with the ambassador and of course Amanda, we'll set it off.
And then I'll ask her to kill me, and then she'll feel so guilty about killing me that she'll want to be with me forever.
We'll just make out, and I'll put my head on her boobies.
Yeah.
Again, Pottinger is just, all of his plans are things I came up with in middle school.
It's
100%. I was like,
it's as far as
I would get stuck in a cave with a girl, and then I'll touch the left one. The right one is precious. The left one I can treat like trash.
You could start with the left one, and then eventually,
then you can
once you get past the left
and
one,
also, big news, Christy finds her inner stama, and it's terrifying. And we're going to get into all of that.
And more.
Yes, so we're going to start with...
Next on the podcast.
We're going to start with Bottom of the World, and I want to talk about Arissa and Nolan and Tommy. Arissa at the top of the episode, she steals this Terrasphere, she gets caught, and Nolan handcuffs her, he chains her up because she cannot be trusted.
And like she wasn't going to be able to escape. Come on.
Right. Yeah. I thought she was literally going to like cut off her own hands.
I thought she maybe had Hulk strength and was just going to snap them and just the problem with that is then the rest of the episode you just have like handcuff pieces on your wrist.
Right.
Well, it could be a new bracelet, you know?
Oh yeah, fun bracelet.
Fun bracelets that you can never take off.
Guys, go to my Etsy page where I will be.
That's actually a thing. Is handcuffs that have then be refurbished and instead of screws they put in rhinestones or diamonds.
Oh,
yeah,
that sounds cute.
Very cute.
Yeah.
That's very cute.
In any case, She escapes, and Nolan tries to chase after her, but she steals his roller. She steals his ride.
Took his roller.
And then she totally manipulates Tommy into helping her. And she like comes up and she's like, "Listen, I'm sick. I'm dying, and this doctor needs a terrasphere to heal me because that cures diseases." And then she totally kisses him.
Well, Tommy's first like, "I'm not gonna help you get this."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yeah, you're right. It's just the last thing I want to do if I'm gonna die is just feel this again."
Yeah.
And then makes
She
out
kisses him,
with-
and he's like, "Whoa, wait a second.
Yeah.
Was that to get me to help you?" And she's like, "No,
I just
See, when Arissa
I've
has
always
a
loved you.
plot, it seems to work. It's a lot easier. It's just like, you know.
Tommy's just an easy target."
That's true, too.
She's
Tommy-
easily manipulated, and
Yeah.
Tommy
he
has
fell for it again.
proven time and time again that the only thing he is competent at is screwing things up for the rest of the people.
And like having sex with whoever he's having sex with. I guess he's like decent enough at it that they have sex with him in the first place and continue to do so. But once they've stopped, he's just useless.
Tommy's a good
No
lay.
longer needed.
Yeah.
Tommy's a good lay.
He's a good lay, but not good enough
he was all right.
to keep the ladies. It's true.
Had better, had better.
Yeah, so he steals a terrasphere for her. We don't see how he does it. And she takes him out to Votan Village, and she gives him the kiss of death. And we finally get a definitive answer, these 2 episodes, about whether or not... and even a kind of clarification. So it's not killing these people and rewriting their bodies. It's these bits of arc brain
Yeah.
hook up to their brains and are able to help them heal. It's just part of what it is.
While manipulating them.
While
at the same time.
manipulating them
The body
subtly.
to do what they want.
Make them do what they want. And that's why they're all seeing the gods of their choosing is because that's the easiest way for the arc brain to tell them what to do. But in the second episode, Tommy horrifically vomits his up because his body rejects it.
It looked like he coughed up what was inside my childhood VCR.
Yeah.
Like it was just a bunch of like
Like just
frayed
awful
wires,
tape and
Yeah.
tape.
full of like blood.
it was gross.
Well,
I
first
thought he
it
was going to die.
Well, first
Yeah.
it was that moment where Nolan was threatening him to kill kill Nolan, and it was almost as if kind of like when someone's under a hypnotic spell, but they still can't do something that they're morally against,
Yeah.
type of thing. And so that, I don't know if that created the reaction or that was part of it or the catalyst or whatever, but yeah, that seemed to be what
but
affected.
his brain rejected
Right, but
it.
either
Yeah.
way, we know that humans,
Humans
unable
can't.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Tommy later said like it must have just rejected me.
like
Sucks for
like
Tommy.
I guess it could just
Yeah.
reject
So many
him.
people
Like
reject
Now
it.
even the
Like,
arc brain
and
rejects him
Arissa.
too.
even a robot
Yeah.
brain,
Yeah.
arc brain.
that just
I mean-
wants to control everything. It's like, this guy's probably gonna screw things up.
Yeah, should probably just...
Just might as well leave right now.
No
Now.
thanks.
Look, I just want to be parasite robot friends with you.
Yeah. But when he gives the terrasphere to Arissa, she is able to like use its energy. She holds it aloft, and then it zooms down into the Kaziri, and then captures all these people and puts them in pods, like the pods
Yeah,
we
like,
saw in
little,
the...
like birth sacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. It was like
Now-
they're on these.
Including
Thanks.
Birdie.
Yeah. Now, when we saw the flashbacks, it always seemed like, okay, those are stasis pods to keep these people safe. And now, well, I guess that seems fair because they're gonna do Votan rapture,
Right. Yeah.
so those are the safe people.
And they're underground and
Yeah.
they're away from all the everything.
And she keeps insisting that she's saving them.
Right. So she's picking and choosing people that will Votan candidates for the new life post rapture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, they're all taken except for a select few who are still above, like Sukar and Arissa, who I guess are going to be sacrificed, or maybe they'll be sucked up into
That's
pods
the
right
last thing.
before.
They have to like hit the detonation or whatever.
Right.
it
They have
is.
to have
do
troops.
something.
The Kaziri needs troops on the ground.
Yeah.
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 You need boots.
You need boots.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get more into all that stuff in the second episode. We need to move on.
Sure.
So the other big plot in the first episode is that Ambassador Tennedy, Ulfin Tennedy, is back
Yeah.
in town. That's Snake.
Yeah.
Two new husbands.
two new
too.
husbands.
Two new husbands
He didn't
in
waste
tow.
any time.
And they're foxier than the old husbands.
yes,
A
they
little
are.
less dumb and childish.
Well, we didn't really hear them talk much.
That's true, but they're older. They're wiser. You know what I mean? There's a lot of salt to that guy's pepper in his hair. The white one had some salt in his hair.
Matt added a lot of character to these
Yeah.
guys. Who had
I
about
like it.
30 seconds
When they were
left.
auditioning, Matt, I hope you wrote the bylines when they were auditioning, so they got a little background.
Yeah, okay. White one should have a lot of salt in his hair.
Lot of salt.
Salt to the pepper.
Salt.
And, yeah. No,
Black one, look stern. Great word.
great word. Way more stern than the old one.
Yeah.
And Amanda, of course, does not greet her warmly. And why should she?
A lot of burns back and forth.
right.
Yeah. A lot of burns
First
traded
degree
all
burns.
around
Yeah,
in
yeah.
these episodes.
Yeah, Amanda was dropping bombs on people from both episodes. She is in like a pissed off mood.
She hasn't
Yeah,
gotten any in
she
a while,
went-
so I
since-
think
well,
you know
since
she lost
Kenya-
her sister.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
got a lot
sister.
going for her to piss her
She's
off.
got a lot of pent up sexual energy.
Yeah,
Yes.
she walked right up to Tennedy and she was like, "Excuse me, are you a dermatologist? Because you're gonna need to deal with some burns, huh? Huh?"
That didn't happen in the episode.
That does not happen. That's a reenactment of something that went in Matt's brain.
That's what happened. That's the lines of dialogue. Is exactly what
She
happened.
was like, "Hey, are you a prominent wealthy figure in the Simpsons universe? Because you're Mr. Burns." Sunk it. Sunk it.
No, yeah, you sunk this podcast. You sunk it. Well, I sunk it first. That's why you're the bad boy of indie comedy.
That's right.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I'll sink
Bad
anything you give me.
indeed. Bad.
so she is there to visit the mines in honor of them mining out. I think what it was their like millionth pound of goulanite.
Yeah.
It was like a big milestone in
Yeah.
terms of goulanite production, and you know they've Pottinger's showing her the goulanite mines. They've refined their process so that they can get almost all of the power out of every little bit of goulanite, and all of a sudden there's a tremor, and you know everyone's running for cover. And Pottinger, Amanda, and Tennedy get trapped under a landslide.
Yeah. Berlin, Arissa, and Nolan
Survive.
Berlin was there, guys. Remember that?
Berlin was there.
Yes.
And we thought the entire episode was
like, she's
being set up for Berlin to die.
Because, like, it's her looking out over the goulanite, and
Yeah.
he's like, hey,
Don't-
don't fall into that goulanite.
Yeah, and like they keep setting up like how hot the goulanite is,
Yeah.
and like what it would do to your body. I was like, someone's getting in that
Yeah.
goulanite,
And then,
someone's getting gooly.
And then Nolan complimenting her on her eyebrows. It's like, oh,
Right.
man, we're paying
The
special
eyebrows,
attention to
very
her.
detailed.
This is gonna have so much pathos.
Yeah. but no, she's okay.
Yeah, she's fine.
still
She's
there.
fine.
Yeah.
Teased us.
I'm kind of glad she's fine.
Yeah. Me
too.
too.
She's pretty.
I like her.
I like her.
I want her to stick around. I kind of feel like there were plans to have her die in this episode, but then they ultimately changed their minds because they like her so much. The
Yeah,
actress.
someone's got to
Well,
videotape. And
but they're
record,
taking out the sex
you
scenes
know.
right now because she's not going to have sex with Nolan anymore. So
Yeah,
Well,
For now.
there's plenty of other characters.
now.
Okay.
and you can have a strong female character that doesn't have to have
Yes,
sex.
Ned, does
with
it
the
always have to become
protagonist.
about sex for you?
I just wanted to see you laugh when you said that, Jesse.
Look, let me stand up for Berlin.
And
her
hey,
beautiful
man,
Stand up
face.
for Berlin.
she was into the threesome idea
Yeah, she was.
proposed
She
by
was.
Nolan. She could just be, you
Okay.
know,
Got
paired
depth.
off with a
You've
woman.
given me confidence that she will have sex again
She
on
will.
Defiance. Okay.
Don't
I
you
guarantee
worry.
it.
Don't you
Okay.
worry.
Guarantee it.
Thank you.
Unless
Okay.
she dies next week.
Unless she dies next week.
She's gonna die next week.
Yeah. So,
No!
so Rafe, of course, Rafe McCauley is called in to help with the crisis.
Yep.
Because Rafe, you know, knows the mines like the back of his hand. Quentin is there. He returned last
Yeah.
week, and with his actor haircut.
And his scruff now, he's like aged. And
Yeah,
he's all actory, adultish now.
He's gone and done a play. He did Ibsen, and now he's back. And
Ibsen.
he did Ibsen, and now he's back.
Great.
Cherry
Good-
Tree.
Good work. Quentin.
And so yeah, Rafe's trying to figure out the best way in there, and they decide, okay, we're gonna tunnel, and then we need to send some people down into this shaft and to blow open a hole in where they're trapped. And Amanda and Pottinger kind of get to finally have some time alone after several episodes apart.
Pottinger's like, yes,
Yes.
thank God.
He's like, let's talk
Part
about
of my
Sumerian
plan.
kings and
Yeah. And
Better
she's
than
like,
English kings.
she's like, really? Sumerian kings? We're gonna die. Sumerian kings is like the more interesting than the English kings. She's like, ugh, nerd.
By the way,
Why do I even like you?
Nerd.
Pottinger's first name is Nigel.
Niles.
Niles. Even worse. Like, of course it's Niles.
Yeah.
Of course it's Niles.
Which she's not calling him Pottinger. She's calling him Niles.
She's going by the first name, right?
going
It's a
first
subtle
name.
shift,
And,
but a shift for
It
sure.
is a shift.
And he at first he plays like the jealous card because she hails Nolan to let them know that they're still alive, and he's like, oh, you don't even know if he's alive. You hailed him first.
Although that was a good reception, I have to say, for the hailers.
Right?
On through all that, I mean,
pretty damn good.
My
With all that
AT&T doesn't give me
gluonite.
any
I
reception.
mean,
on
I'm
that.
just really looking forward to the episode where it's an hour of them just explaining Hailer technology, just so we know, because we've seen some interesting developments in Hailer technology.
Sure.
really
And
improved.
just
It's
an
really improved.
hour on Hailer technology.
Just
maybe
a tutorial. Walk
Maybe
us through.
the Defiance version of the "Can you hear me now" guy comes on. And that's a dated reference.
That is
There are
dated
some
now.
people
It
that
really is.
won't get it.
There's some people who will not get that reference.
And just a detailed explanation of how Inhaler works.
Right.
And then just an example of the early Hailers versus the now Hailers.
Yes.
and
But
the
pricing
future
we get to
plans.
see.
pricing plans.
We see.
Digital
I mean,
packages.
look. At this point, we're still not sure entirely who caused this this tremble. We discover when we're drilling, we discover a Votan trembler, which is one of the pieces of Votan weaponry that Daytac has helped Rafe secure for their little uprising.
Also a sexual position.
Also a sexual position.
The Votan Trembler. Come on, folks.
These are the jokes.
Come
people.
on, folks.
I'm trying to recap a show.
We'll continue.
Thank you. So yeah, Pottinger actually gets a moment to shine a little here. I mean, granted, for a second, I thought he was actually going to tell her everything that happened. He thought, we're going to die because she's
Right.
the optimist. He's not. She's banging on a pipe with a brick. And he's like, well, we're dead.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've done terrible things. Terrible things, Amanda. That's the end of my sentence. I'm not going to tell you anymore. And she's like, oh,
I love you.
yeah. And then he kisses her.
Like, what are you doing?
And she's like, whoa,
What are you doing?
whoa,
What are you doing?
whoa.
What are you doing?
And then she totally goes back in and smooches him.
Yeah.
When they
I know
don't
what you're
have
doing.
they don't have
I know what
enough
you're
air
Yeah, I know
to
what you're
be
doing.
passionately kissing.
No.
Okay?
Wasting that air.
Wasting it.
Come on.
They only had 10 minutes
Irresponsible.
worth of air to begin
They
with.
did a lot of talking for 10 minutes.
They
They
did
did
a lot of
about
talk.
silly
Lot of
things
talking.
about
And
British kings.
I don't know. I just
kind of.
I have a feeling that kissing probably exerts more.
Oh,
That's what I'm
oxygen.
saying, because you have to
Yeah.
breathe more.
Because
you're
of breathing,
using
you kind of like heavy breathing and all that stuff.
physical
Yeah.
activity.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, but Niles gets the idea. He tells her, look, I'm going to say something. You're not going to like it. I want you to grab that rock
bash me in the
and
head.
bash me in the skull with it until I'm dead.
Because this is my best moment.
Yeah. I finally get to be the hero.
Yes.
Please. There isn't enough air for both of us. Kill me and save yourself.
This was a movie. This would have been his Oscar moment.
Yeah.
And then it was.
And did a great
was
job with
dashed.
it,
He did a
James
good job.
Murray.
Yeah.
It was
Did a great
dashed.
job. Yeah, so,
And she doesn't outright say no.
no, she just really doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Rafe realizes he's kind of screwed because of this trembler, and he grabs Quentin. He's like, "Hey, come with me." And Quentin, earlier he was like laughing it up with Christy, and then he kept dropping all these like so unsubtle. He might as well have been holding up a sign that says, "I'm gonna frame you, Dad."
Yeah. Dropping a lot of mom bombs.
Yeah, was just like, Mom was so great, right, Dad?
Yeah.
She wouldn't ever abandon one of us and leave us to die in a Votan prison, right, Dad? Yeah,
And then he got on his skateboard and went away.
yeah. And he's like, later.
I'm gonna go hang out in front of the pretzel hut.
Oh, brother. So, yeah.
Another dated reference?
Rafe brings Quentin.
Pretzels are dated, yes. Pretzels are dated.
Yeah, no
No
one
longer
eats,
in.
No one
no
eats
one eats
pretzels
pretzels.
anymore.
No.
Rafe
not
All
brings
of our dough is
Quentin.
straight.
Rafe brings Quentin to his stash of weapons, his weapons cache,
Yeah.
and shows that there's a trembler missing, and then he realizes in the moment, wait a second. And Quentin's like, got a little smile on, like, what, Dad? And he's like, you set me up. He's like, damn right, Dad. You let mom rot in a prison, and she could have died, and I found her, and you're a jerk, Dad, and I had to become an assassin to pay her ransom, and I killed people, Dad. So, yeah.
And then pipe
Yeah, and then Rafe is like, well, hell no. And Quentin pipes him to the back and to the back of the head.
Yeah.
Brutal
Like,
strikes.
yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
he might be
I
paralyzed.
thought he was trying to kill him.
I did too. I thought he was gonna.
It
I
looked-
thought
keep
bye
going.
Rafe.
I thought
what
he
I thought.
broke his spine.
And it was all to the back too. Like,
Yeah.
nothing up front.
Yeah.
Nothing up front.
So then later, when
Like a
Left,
villain
left
in
the
the
money
back.
make it.
Right.
Yeah, he let the
That's
money because
important.
Rafe's moneymaker.
right,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
so important.
It
That's
is.
how he makes all his money.
is.
Is
Yeah.
his face.
You got to for work.
You can't mine unless you got a pretty face.
It's true. So, what are the implications, do you think, of Ulfin being dead? I mean, is the E-Rep just lost an ambassador, lost yet another high-ranking official here in Defiance? I feel like it's only going to lead to a further crackdown.
Yeah.
I do.
I feel like, yeah, we're going to get more
Well,
E-Rep troops.
I would say the one weird thing about this episode, the first episode, is that all the things that seem to be happening, there was like no ramifications of it
Yeah.
in the following episode.
Right.
So we have no idea if there is,
Yeah.
what Tom and what the ambassador dying will do.
I do feel like there will be. We
yeah.
just obviously haven't gotten to
The whole
it.
thing with
yeah.
Rafe, we haven't heard anything about Rafe and Quentin and that whole storyline. Like there's
and
a
Linda
lot.
Hamilton as Quentin's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, we finally see her.
And all of a sudden, it's like, well, let's just change the story completely and just go to a different direction.
Yeah, the only thing that carried over to the second episode
Is Berlin not having sex?
Was Berlin not having sex?
Was Alak and Christy.
Alak
And
and
Arissa.
Christy
Arissa
and
with her.
Arissa and Arissa's badge specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's finish this up here.
Yeah.
So Nolan and Berlin are tunneling down towards Amanda and Pottinger, and they kind of have the discussion of like, hey, so you care about Amanda like a lot, you know? What are we doing? And Nolan's like, she's the strongest woman I've ever known, and
Says
I
that
love
to the
yeah, into the Hailer.
the
You're the
Hailer,
strongest
yeah.
woman I've ever known. You better ever survive.
You're gonna make it.
Better survive.
You're gonna make it.
And
You're the
Berlin's
strongest woman I
like,
know.
so like, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. And he was like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't be doing this.
All right.
And they stopped doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
That's
as simple.
simple.
So
Wow.
they're freaking adults about
Yeah,
it.
no,
Yeah.
no drama.
Guys,
Yeah.
how great is the future that you can have that
Right.
discussion?
Exactly. And
Yeah.
That's the most
No,
technological
Yeah,
advancement
that is
of
the
anything.
biggest technical event.
between the Hailers.
Wow.
I mean, the Hailers are pretty
Well, maybe
technological. there.
Hailer technology is based off of being mature.
So they blow
Maybe.
open a hole in this cave, whatever, and Amanda's like, no, save Niles first, and Nolan is like, aw. And so they save them, they're okay, and they find out Quentin McCauley has snitched on his dad.
We'll set him up.
Set him up, and and Rafe's like, is that what my kid said? And Nolan's like, yeah. Is there anything you want to tell me? And Rafe's like, nope. That's what I did. I hated him. For revenge or whatever.
For like yeah,
Or whatever.
The
Or
most
whatever.
unconvincing. He was like, yeah, I went after her because I those other people.
Because
Payback.
of those
Ah.
guys who died in my minds and whatever.
Yeah.
Just take me to jail. Because he cares about his kid. His kid's
Yes.
being an idiot and has done a horrible thing, but he's always going to protect his kid
Right.
before he protects himself. That's just who he is.
I was worried he was
Yes.
gonna do what we saw earlier with those miners that were stealing technology and stuff like that. I was worried that we were gonna see Quentin take or Rafe take Quentin out and do the whole
shoot him?
like get out of here.
Get
thing.
out of here.
And
Get out of here, White
then-
Fang.
Yeah, White Fang him, and then shoot him, which is not in White Fang.
No, that's
No.
Spoiler
that's
alert.
not
That's
something-
not in White
Not
Fang.
something that Rafe would
No,
do.
he would not do that.
Yeah.
He did exactly what I expected him to do.
So Rafe goes to prison. Everyone's shocked. No one believes that he actually did it. But for the time being, that's where he's going to stay. Quentin gets his mom back, and mom is so grateful to be out. But then when he's like, yeah, I totally set dad up, and he totally acted like he did it. Nice. And mom's like, slap, you
like, "You
idiot. This is
stupid
what
child."
happened.
I thought she slapped him for being a bad actor. I just thought so. But
Yeah.
maybe that's
It was
behind
a little both.
I
It
It was
thought
a little
it was a little
bit.
bad.
It was.
Hey, he did Ibsen.
Guys,
Okay.
guys, it's tough to be an actor.
It really is.
I mean, everyone makes it look. Good actors make it look easy, but
Yeah,
it's
you're
not.
right. Okay.
really
And
not.
here's the interesting thing: Christy, in both episodes, is not aware that her mom is alive. Quentin and mom didn't go to Christy, so hopefully we're gonna have that before the end of the season. All right, so we got to talk about Alak Christy and Treasure, but it plays so heavily into the next episode that I think we're going to just quickly talk about our friends at Walmart before we get into it.
Let's do it.
Ooh, yeah.
Folks, I don't know about you. I'm way into savings. I want to know that when I buy something, I'm getting the best possible price for the most possible ease wherever I go, and that's why I shop at wonderful places like Walmart that guarantee great savings. But here's the thing, you know, you're trying to make sure you get the best possible price anywhere, so you might run all over town looking for other stores who might be trying to step to Walmart and say, hey, we can have prices as good as Walmart. But guess what? Walmart has a fantastic new program called the Savings Catcher that's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of money. Here's how it works. You buy all your products at Walmart, you enter your receipt on walmart.com/savingscatcher, and if any other store has a posted price for that product lower than Walmart's, Walmart will give you an e-gift card for the balance between the two prices for free immediately. Isn't that incredible? You can also access it on the Walmart app. It's a really fantastic program. Go to walmart.com/savingscatcher.
I was confused about this because you go to the app and you just put your receipt in, and they do all the work. They look for all the other deals.
All the work for you.
All the work for you. So you don't have to like go and find a circular from someplace else and go, oh, this is cheaper, and then go to the store and say, hey, this was a cheaper price.
No,
they do it already.
imagine a lottery ticket that did the work for you and found the winning numbers every time.
I would do that lottery every single week.
Exactly.
That sounds like a winner.
That
Yeah.
would be a lottery I would do all week.
So, become a savings catcher today. Go to walmart.com/savingscatcher and start saving. You deserve it. All right. Awesome. So let's jump back in. Alack, he's been cheating on Christy with Treasure. Alas,
Alas, alack.
Exactly.
Alack, alas.
And
oh, night. Oh,
yeah.
Settle. Sorry.
So Treasure has been putting the pressure on Alack. Basically, he like says, "Listen, I'm done having sex with you. I'm not gonna make you my
done
princess."
having sex with each other on this.
I guess it's a thing of the future.
So done.
It's a future thing.
By the end, Christy and Alack are back to having sex.
Well, no, they're back to bathing.
Yeah.
It's
Bathing.
baby steps.
Oh, I think
It
they
is.
were. I think they were.
Yeah, she's pregnant. That means she's like very
that was
hormonally
before.
active.
Oh, I guess that's
I
true.
think. I think they were getting into it.
Yeah, in that second episode.
Well, here's the thing. Treasure for me kind of did a weird character turn because she seemed like she was just having fun.
Yeah, she
At first.
she did,
Yeah,
and then it
she
got
seemed-
serious for her.
Well, what about that episode where she talked about how she wanted to be a princess?
Yeah.
She set Christy up specifically
very-
to break up this marriage so that she could become the new princess.
That's very
Yeah, I guess so.
unprincess-like,
Yeah.
I think. I feel like that's
Or
very
I think it's
unprincess-like.
very princess-like.
Yeah, social climbing is a big part of
It is.
becoming a princess.
That's right.
Okay. All right.
You got to
Yeah.
do whatever it
That's-
takes.
I guess that's why
Name
I'm not a
to be a
princess.
princess.
Name one princess that wasn't terrible.
Die.
Oh, she was bad.
We're not going to get
We're
into
not gonna
this
get
here.
We're not going to get into
Okay,
this.
I'm just saying.
We're
I'm
not
just
going to get
saying.
into this.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. Look at some of the stuff she said.
Start
Do
a
your research,
debate
folks.
podcast about princesses, okay? So yeah, he says no more to Treasure, and she's like, well, if you're gonna treat me like a whore, you're gonna pay me like a whore. 5,000 script. And oh yeah, if you pay me, I'm still gonna show up by your house whenever I want, and I'm gonna dangle it right in front of you. And I could tell your wife at any time, you big stupid dummy. And of course, Stama sees her intimidate him, and she's like, oh snap, we got a problem. So she goes to Daytag. She's like, Daytag.
Again, this isn't word for word. This is just, okay.
He's just doing a summer.
I'm
Okay.
doing a summary, and you
Got it.
guys jump in
It's
when
a
you
summer
want to
summary.
talk about it. Okay?
Got it.
I just like that she was wearing that black leather jacket in their house. I was
she
like,
looked
oh
it.
yeah, look at her.
By the way, I didn't notice how big her eyes were.
Oh, yeah,
Folks,
they're
go
huge.
look at her eyes.
Treasure?
They get big and
Yeah.
crazy.
Treasure has
crazy
big, eyes.
crazy eyes. Yeah, like that's Alack's first warning sign.
Clue.
Those are crazy big eyes. Yeah, like that
Like-
all the time.
like what Matt's
like
doing,
that's
yes.
that's her normal eye place, not wide eyes.
That's
You know,
that's her
Nando-
half asleep. That's
Yeah,
her half asleep.
That's half asleep. That's
Nando, I want to thank you so much for being a part
Stop,
of this
don't do that.
podcast.
Stop doing
yeah,
that,
it's
Matt.
freaky.
Stop it.
It's freaky.
So yeah, so Stama's like, listen to Daytag. She's like, we need this girl eliminated. She's a problem. I want you to take care of it. And he's like, fine, but here's my price. I want to sleep in my own bed with my own wife, and I want to be reconciled today. And she looks at him for a moment, she smiles, and for a second, you almost think she's gonna give in because like she always acts like she almost wants it. And then she's like, that price is too high. I'll do it myself. And she walks off. And Daytak has basically the biggest alien erection I think of anyone. I'm just like, yeah.
And he loves her a little more.
That's my woman.
And he loves
Also,
her.
we see what Daytak is doing for money is playing 3-card Monty.
Yeah.
In the
It's gotten
street,
to that
in a
point now.
Yeah.
in like a tent somewhere.
in the back.
It's in the Need One. It looks like it was.
No, it looked
No,
like
it's
it
like-
was his old fight
It
tent.
did. It
Was
looked
it?
like,
Okay.
yeah.
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 It's like, wow, how far he has
He's,
fallen.
he's playing 3-card Monty.
Yes.
Find the red one.
Find the red one. They don't have queens
No,
in the future.
Just princesses.
Just princesses, maybe. People
Yeah.
want to be princesses because there's no queens.
Yeah.
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 So,
You have to work when you're a queen, so. Yeah.
so yeah, we kind of have this existing thing. All right, like people want to get rid of her.
Yeah, there are a lot of people with motivation to kill her.
Yeah. So at the top of the second episode, at the top of Doll Parts, Treasure's up in the arch, and suddenly someone arrives, and she's like, "Oh, hey, you're finally here!" And then the next thing we see is her being thrown from the arch.
From the top of the arch.
And what I loved about this episode that it easily could not have been is there were so many people who had motive.
Yeah.
And I mean, I assumed it was Stama for a while, and then we got a lot of information that was like, maybe it's not, maybe it's Alak, maybe it's Daytak, but then it was none of them, and I was hooked by this mystery the whole time, and I feel like it's very rare for a sci-fi show to hook you with a murder mystery. Usually,
Yeah.
I feel like ultimately you kind of know.
Right, exactly.
Also, we had, I mean, pretty much all the information except for the poison.
Yeah.
We had all of that information. So with 4 people who watch a bunch of TV, not to be able to figure out who it was is impressive. Well done.
Well
Defiance.
done.
well
'Cause
done,
Tur-
SyFy.
Taylor
and
Murphy
Defiance.
and O'Bannon.
Yes.
It was a real who could have done it.
Who could have?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who do you think would have done it?
all
It was
right.
more contemplated than who done it. It's like,
Right.
well,
Who
who
could
could
have?
have
Right.
done
Done
it?
it.
So obviously, Amanda, since she is the madam of the Need Want, she's very determined to find out where what happened to Treasure Doll. She goes to Nolan. She's like, Nolan, she's murdered. I need help. And Nolan's like, listen, I'm busy being a mechanical engineer genius out of nowhere, reprogramming grenades to disarm arc brains. Which, like, we've never seen any proof that Nolan has any kind of expertise as a technical engineer.
Yeah, I have no idea how he knew any of that.
No.
Yeah.
But
So talented, that Nolan.
she's like, well, give me a badge. And in what? I mean, like, if the mystery wasn't so good, this
Yeah.
episode would have been completely ludicrous.
Right, 'cause
because he just hands her a badge, and all of a sudden she's a deputy.
Well, she was a mayor, and she kind of has assisted him on law-keeping
Well,
affairs.
it kind of makes me wonder, is this our first taste of something to come next season? If she doesn't become a politician again,
Right.
does she join the lawkeeper office?
And I would say she was actually pretty good at it.
Yeah,
She
she
was.
was-
She's a good
She
detective.
was
I hope
asking some
not,
good
though.
questions. She was, you know,
I
she
don't
was
think
impressive.
so. Well, she's still got the need one.
She and Berlin
Yeah, but she didn't
teamed
want
up.
to do. She didn't want to run it full time.
She and Berlin teamed up, and
Yeah.
we're doing a lot of rummaging through a prostitute's room.
Yeah, without a ton of sexual tension between the two, both having the same man.
Hey, it's the future, dude.
Yeah,
Right, you don't
everyone's
fight over
just
that. You
okay
don't have
with
drama
it.
over
Welcome to
that.
the future.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nando.
I
That's
like
the
that
future.
future.
Yeah.
Like, it could be a good future.
He had sex
future.
with my sister. I'm okay with it.
I'm
okay with
okay.
that.
I'm okay
Yeah.
with it.
Listen, there's this guy, right? Yeah, we have all these flashbacks
These weird
to her,
flashbacks
to
with-
her and Treasure, which are kind of the weakest part of the episode.
Yeah.
Because Treasure basically tells her everything.
I think it was their way of saying Treasure's not all that bad, and it was extra motivation for Amanda to.
I guess,
I
but she
just-
really was all that bad.
Also, I
She
think
was
it
bad, but
kind
she was
of-
dumb more than bad in a way. It was like she was just like a.
this is just
crazy-
how, in
crazy
her
dumb.
mind,
I
this
think-
is
well,
how
no,
things
she,
happen.
Yeah.
She legitimately thought Alak was in love with her, and
Yeah, it
she
was
was
crazy.
legitimately in love
She had
with
crazy
Alak.
eyes.
Because she had those crazy eyes. If her eyes weren't crazy, it would have been fine.
But in all
I think
fairness-
it also served.
Yeah.
Just a sec. I think it also served to show. It reminded Amanda how much she liked Nolan.
Yeah.
Because in every one of those flashbacks, she then compares her story to what she's doing with Nolan and how much she appreciates what she and Nolan have and like how much like she is into Nolan in all of those flashbacks.
Okay.
So I think it also kind of served the previous episode. We see her and Pottinger kiss, and this is now to kind of create tension in that in like those relationships as well, because obviously she still likes Nolan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I guess to set that up with her and Nolan perhaps
Yeah.
getting back together, I guess that serves its purpose. But I think just to set up Treasure as not all that bad, or all she had to do is pretty much say she just lost Kenya. You know, all she has to do is say, I'm not going to lose another one of my people from the Need Want or something.
Yeah. But also we see Amanda lead Treasure the wrong direction. Like where she's like, if you love him, then you should fight for him.
Terrible
And
advice.
Yeah,
I was like,
terrible
I was
advice.
watching it and I'm like, no,
Don't
Amanda.
let anyone stand in your way.
True.
Just don't
And
talk.
so I think it was also like to show the guilt that Amanda
So
felt.
really, she killed.
If you
Treasure.
really want to
Yes.
think
If you
about
really
it,
want to think
guilty.
about it,
Amanda is the one that killed Treasure.
or at least she has some of the responsibility, and I think
Yeah.
that is her basically realizing that she's partially responsible because she didn't ask for the name and she didn't think about it. She didn't think about the implications. She never asked, is this guy married? Does this guy have a baby on the way? Is it a casty human
People
mix baby?
always ask
Yeah.
other people when they're dating someone, is he married?
Yeah, that's
Is
the
he-
first question
is
I
his wife
asked.
having a baby?
Yeah, that's the second
That is
question.
the second.
Yeah.
you
Third
get.
Because
question.
if the first answer is
Yeah.
yes, but the second question is no,
Then
Well,
I'm
then.
No,
it's
not
very-
okay.
There's not okay. There's a gray area.
I got an out. I got an out.
Gray
I
area.
still got an out.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, yeah. Oy, Vezmir. So, as it turns out, she arrests Alak for the murder. She's got, him on tape having the sex and threatening her from a few episodes ago,
Yeah, to
where
throw
he
her
literally
off the
says
top.
to throw her
I
off the
know.
top of this
Right.
arch.
Yeah. What a coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, Treasure Doll had been recording him this entire time. I love the fear in his eyes when he realized that that's what was up.
Also with a Pottinger, or with a not with a Pottinger, but with an old Berlin surveillance tape.
Yeah, old surveillance camera, and he's been captured. And Christy comes to visit him, and what I loved, not in this episode but in the one before, was when he apologized to Christy. He apologized to her for what he had said in the club, and she did the Castathan forgiveness kind of ceremony,
Ritual, yeah.
and she made him swear not to shame her ever again. And I'm like, she's really gotten into this Castathan lifestyle and into the ceremony. She's like really into it.
Well, there were several times where the camera would cut to Christy and it's as she's cleaning makeup off of her face,
Yeah.
like right when someone's entering the door, she's just finishing off.
Yeah, but so she meets him in the jail, and he's like, "You believe me, right? I didn't kill her." And she's like, "Oh, I know you didn't kill her, but you betrayed me."
And my baby.
Right. So then when we come back and he finds the poison and she's in the tub, we think, "Oh man, she killed that baby."
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
punishment.
Right.
Yeah,
But no,
No.
not the case. For you see.
she did kill that babe.
Yeah. For you see, Treasure Doll had invited her for a wonderful brunch.
It looked delicious.
A delicious
Delicious
cheese and
Chocolate
fruit
covered strawberries.
chocolate-covered strawberry brunch.
Yum.
But she had poured poison into her cocktail, or into her juice.
Yeah.
And then the poison bottle was just on the table.
I know, that
so
was a
you don't
bad
even
move.
need the special casty senses to be like, oh, what's in this? Is
that
it
poison?
Oh,
Is
wait,
that
that's
is
a
that
bottle over there?
Oh, that's one of those poison
Why do,
bottles.
why do you have a jug that has 3 X's on it? Just sitting on the table?
And a skull
With a
and
skull on
crossbones.
it,
On a
yes.
crossbow.
Yeah.
Why is it just sitting on the table right there?
And
That's so random.
pregnant Christy kicked Treasure's ass.
Did.
It was
Really
a big
did.
old fight, yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair,
Castathan baby. She's got like.
To be fair,
Hours.
Treasure got hit in the head with a solid metal object at the
That's true.
beginning. It's pretty easy
But
to lose
Treasure
a-
did the first swing.
Yeah.
Behind,
Missed.
And
behind,
then-
and
then
missed. Yeah,
Christy-
you saw Christy with cat-like reflexes, just
Grabbed
cool
it,
Matrix.
smashed her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to lose a fight once you've been hit in the dome with a giant metal object.
Yeah.
It's real
That is
easy.
true. It
It's
is.
true.
Yeah.
Take it from Jesse.
Yeah.
Listen, kids, if you want to win a fight, you hit the other person with the metal thing.
Everybody-
Don't get hit with the thing that's metal.
Yeah, I love that Stama and Daytak both think that it's each other, and then the moment Stama figures it out, she starts laughing.
That little
I feel like she's
evil
never been more
maniacal
proud
laugh.
in her life.
Ecstasy.
Yeah.
As Christy has become new Stama.
She has this like Stama Jr.
Right, which is like, it's so weird, because the way that Nicole Munoz has always always played this character has always been like she's always felt very young and very naive,
meek and kind of just very
but that's the thing is like she's got this very different kind of material to do, and she has this big reveal, but she plays it in almost the same way, and it makes it incredibly unsettling that this like young naive girl is still doing this young naive act, but is actually a killer and is going to be in charge of this family the same way Stama is.
Yeah.
And Alak is so confused and also so very turned on by it.
It's so like just in the middle of things. Like Alak is constantly just in the middle of all these machinations that are way above his head, and he just has no idea what's going on. He's just getting laid. That's all he cares about, man.
Yeah.
And here I was
getting
thinking
laid and playing tunes.
He was going to be the bad one earlier in the season. I'm like, boy, was I wrong, because now everyone around him is. But I also love the scene when she's in the bath too. But you could see just the differentiation with the color too. Like they made sure she was very human looking, even though she wants to be has been enjoying the cast and everything. I thought that was cool the way they did the lighting and the colors and everything. It almost felt like they bronzed her. Yeah, because she looked extra like standing in between all of them. And
I think Christie's arc also really helps with the parody of the Wraith clan versus the Daytag clan, where it's like now Rafe has this daughter who is clearly like taking over the Castathan world, while Alak is trying to become more and more human.
Yeah.
Like it's like this interesting like mix of these two families that have tension between the two of them.
Also, both of his kids are killers now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Or both of his living kids.
Yes, his living kids. Yes.
Although I guess
good job, Rafe.
Did Luke kill people when he was alive? He tried to, maybe.
Who remembers?
Who remembers Ghost Luke? All right.
We miss him. Where is he when
A requiem for Ghost Luke. All right. So on the other side of things, Nolan heads off to find Orisa. He finds the abandoned roller.
Oh, we forgot the anal beads beat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Make sure you wash your hands. Put that down. Wash your hands.
Those were some solid stainless steel anal beads.
Those were, well, she was a pro.
Yeah,
she is.
She pro.
But it did look like they were made by Kitchen Mate.
It did look very
utilitarian.
It was very.
So Nolan finds the roller.
Yes.
And he discovers the Votan village with the few that are not sucked up into pods. And Tommy cocks him out with the shotgun, or creeps up on him with the shotgun. And Nolan gets right up in there and pops him one in the face.
Yeah.
Like classic Tommy getting popped in the face.
Always getting his guns taken away from
Always
him.
getting his guns taken away, always getting hit.
Yeah.
It's the truth. Yeah. And so, he barfs up all of his Votan tech, all of his arc brain.
After he got healed, so that was good.
After he got healed.
That's important.
Luckily. After the hole in his face got patched up. And so Nolan explains what's going on and the fact that all these people are brainwashed. And Tommy explains what has been going on his end. And we realize, oh, yeah, the Kaziri is really going to make a rapture of sorts.
Yeah.
And Tommy's like, rapture? And Nolan's like, yeah, it's like an old world Bible thing where only a few chosen people are allowed to live while everyone else dies. Oh, yeah, a rapture.
Great
speed that's exactly what it is. So Nolan has a plan. He's going to go down there with Tommy, and he's going to try to get Orisa to help them. But if that doesn't work, Tommy's going to set all these grenades, and we're going to crowd everyone into one space, and we're going to try to ruin all the arc brain, get it to cancel out with these special grenades. And Orisa brings Nolan into the tent, and she just lays into him with this venom and just kind of accusing him of all these things that, granted, are and aren't true.
Yeah.
Like, she holds up a harsh mirror to their relationship and is giving him no benefit of the doubt in regards to his feelings and where they come from. She's basically like, I am a dirty alien. You know, you killed my parents, and that's why I loved you. Don't you see how screwed up that is? And he's like, I gave up my commission for you. I did all this stuff to raise you, to give you an environment where you weren't going to die, where you weren't struggling to survive. Like, I did what I had to do. And she's just not giving him an inch.
And then Nolan realizes, he's like, let me talk to her. He's like, let me talk to Orisa. Like, so, which I liked that they cut that tension.
Yeah.
Because she was cutting him. She was cutting him real
intense,
deep.
And he was yelling back at her. And I was
deeper
like,
than any of her knives could. She
yeah.
was really cutting him. And And I'm glad they kind of let that tension go when we realized it was what was inside her that was
wasn't
speaking,
really
and
her.
not her.
Yeah.
Because that was intense, man. Yeah, they were also in a tent, but it was also intense.
Yeah.
Intense in a tent.
Yeah.
And Sukar comes in, and
What's
we
the
get the best moment
I
in
know,
the other
oh my God.
episode.
So funny.
Yeah, where Nolan is trying to egg on Sukar into fighting him, and he's like, "You remember that time that I beat the snot out of you and plugged you full of holes?" Kushiko! So funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just recounts all the times he beat Sukar.
Yeah. Which is, to be fair, quite a few times.
And he does ask a legitimate question, which is, how did you live from that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still don't know.
Yeah.
He's been resurrected so many times.
Yeah.
Like, what's a franchise that's been resurrected a bunch of times?
Ooh, Kenny.
I was gonna say
There you go.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Yeah,
or Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
there you go.
He might as well be Jason Voorhees. Fine. That joke would have worked if I'd done it the first time.
Don't worry,
okay.
they'll cut it together, so you won't even.
They'll fix it in
realize
post.
this.
They'll fix it in post.
Yeah,
It'll work.
thank you.
Yeah.
We'll give
That'd
you
be great,
a edit point right day tag. Good? Okay.
Yeah. So Sukar and Nolan start fighting, and I think it's the first fight Nolan's ever had where he didn't take his shirt off. And
Well, it is winter now.
it is winter.
Winter in
yeah, I
Defiance.
love that it's finally winter
Yeah,
in
so-
Defiance. It's
so-
not always
so it's a little
summer.
chillier now.
I think he ate a lot of pasta that day. Just,
chillier.
Sure.
just having a chubby day.
Sure.
Yeah, so he kept his shirt
Kept
on.
it on.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be cold.
Yeah.
Also,
and-
all of the techno zombies, doesn't matter if you're a techno zombie, everyone likes a good brawl.
yeah, because they
Oh,
come
yeah.
in, they're all smiling
Yeah.
broadly, like,
Of course.
hey, all
Who
right.
doesn't love
Yeah.
a good brawl? Doesn't
Yeah.
matter who you are.
Yeah. So he snaps Sukar's leg, and he's like waiting for Tommy, turn on the friggin' thing, and the button's not working, and Sukar heals himself. He's like, oh yeah, I guess I forgot about the self-healing, and we're like, yup. And then he's getting the snot beat out of him. The grenade suddenly, the light turns on, they work, everyone gets knocked out, and they snatch up Orisa, and they drive away into the night, into the midnight, into the sunset. They're driving.
Cold
Yeah, we
night
get what
away.
you're going for.
Night
Yeah.
sunset.
Yeah, into the night set.
Yeah, and Nolan and Tommy
Have a
get
great
a
moment.
chance to bond, and Nolan's like, "I don't treat you well, do I, Tommy?" And everyone's like, "No, oh, what? No,
No,
of course
no.
you do."
No, of course not.
Yeah,
Crazy talk.
And Tommy basically kind of forgives him, which I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I'm like, okay, Orisa's gonna wake up in 3, 2, 1, and then she woke up exactly when I said.
Yeah,
You
that's
said
cool.
3, 2, 1, and I said Tommy's dead.
Yeah.
As soon as you said 1.
Yep. And sure enough, she totally stabs Tommy.
First she
And
gives
then
him a
walks
hug.
away.
Yeah. She gives him the hug. She stabs him. And then she.
It's a very
walks away.
mafioso type move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna do the gladiator choke out where she like puts his head into her
snaps it.
chest
Yeah.
and like I love you, father, like that.
Yeah.
You guys remember that? That was
I
so
remember.
visceral.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also dated reference, the movie Gladiator.
Yes.
You have a lot of dated references.
You are.
there, pal.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The
Yeah.
king of indie bad boy indie Connie and I can't say it.
Dated
And dated
references.
references.
Yeah.
Yeah, Conity.
Conity.
Yeah. So Nolan rigs himself up like a sled dog and straps Tommy to a sled and is pulling him back to town. I'm glad that Tommy's not dead, at least yet.
Yeah.
I hope that he lives. It would be a real bummer to see him go.
Right, and obviously Orisa didn't go after
Yeah.
Nolan when she could have.
Yeah.
And we have 24
fighting.
hours. 24 hours until our
Rapture.
rise.
Yeah.
Possible rapture.
So
Now this episode was called Doll Parts. Who do you think is the doll?
Treasure.
treasure.
Treasure?
Treasure.
She
Because
was.
I think Orissa's kind of the doll as well.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
she's not in
Well.
control of what she's doing.
I get
true.
it. I
Yeah,
just get
I
it.
get it.
And, yeah.
Who are the parts?
Well, I think it's just her parts. Like she can't control her
The
parts.
parts of her brain.
Although she
can't
was
control
able
her
to
doll
control
parts. Or was it
herself
treasure
there.
doll falling from the? Well, we didn't see her parts.
Well, that's
but
where I thought
she's-
she was the
Oh,
rag
brother.
doll when she
Okay.
fell off too.
Well, I think Treasure was also the doll because she wasn't in control either. She thought she was in love.
Exactly.
That's true.
She was
clouded
above her
by
pay
love.
And by the way,
grade.
doll parts is a whole song.
It's
It
also
is.
it's also a
Yes.
song by Hole, and
Yeah.
Yes.
the other
And the
song
other
was
song-
Tom Waits.
Tom Waits. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's time for predictions. Is it?
Quick, let's have that
Could be. Sorry about that.
All right.
It'll be in post.
It was a nice little freeze frame. It was like,
It
it
was.
was like, hey!
All right,
It was a nice little freeze
All right,
frame.
so
we'll give another edit point.
we have
anal
And-
beads.
There you go.
Okay.
guys. It's the finale next week.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
our finale.
2
So
hour.
much stuff is happening. We got the Kaziri. We have this. You know.
Spoilers,
We have
guys.
Christy Ascendant.
Yeah, spoilers.
What?
Mama Jr.
What kind of?
No, not spoilers. I'm talking about everything that was in the episode.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It was in the episode. We have 24 hours until Arc Rise.
Got
Yeah.
it. Yes.
Okay.
Got it.
So,
Good.
what's going to happen? Is Tommy alive? Are we keeping him
he gonna
alive?
stay alive?
Are we going to see the Kaziri rise again? What's going on? Tell me.
I think Tommy's alive.
Yeah?
I say Tommy lives.
Yeah, I
All
think-
that work.
Yeah, I think. I don't think you drag a Tommy
A dead
to
Tommy.
town for him to be dead.
Yeah.
Unless there's some sort of like weird. But there's
And-
nothing for unless it's so Berlin can see him.
Well, it's
Like,
also
there's no reason to have him come back to town.
I think it also adds to the struggle that Orisa
dead.
is having, you know, with the arc brain
Yeah.
inside her. You know, she doesn't kill Nolan, and she kind of sort of tries to kill Tommy, but ultimately, I guess she could kill him like really quickly
Yeah.
if she did. To leave him like that with that much alive, I think that shows.
And she didn't kill Nolan, and she could have, and you saw her fighting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it
Crazy
shows
over
a
it.
struggle. So I say Tommy lives.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Tommy lives as
Yeah.
well.
Me too.
I think at least there's a partial arc rise.
Yeah.
I think we get a partial arc rise.
I do, and I think it'll be shut down, of course, the last minute.
Sure.
Yeah,
I think the
I'll
Kaziri
save
will
it.
at the very least take flight. We've got to stop it. I'm hoping for an Amanda Nolan kiss. Let's get these two crazy kids together for
Back
real.
together.
I think Amanda and Doc Yule have a moment.
Oh yeah, where
No, it's Doc Yule.
yeah,
Yeah.
where Doc Yule is like, oh yeah, you remember when he said he was
Yeah.
a monster? He is, and
Yeah.
this is why.
I'm his monster buddy.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was Monster Pal. Yeah, I'm really into that. Do we think that the E-Rep will still be in charge of Defiance by the end of the finale?
I think maybe. I mean, they took away all of Rafe's weapons. Like he'd been collecting all this stuff so that he and Daytak could start like some sort of rebellion, and it looks like they took away all of his weapons.
Yeah, so I don't know how they're gonna fight.
I don't know
the
how they're
Hive.
gonna fight that either. In time
I think
to end it.
whatever happens, they the Kaziri or whatever happens with that seriously maims or destroys like any defense mechanisms that the E-Rep has in the area. And I think for season 3 we will see a major Votan presence. Like a major
Votanus
war-
collective.
collective
Yeah.
coming to attack. I think we will see a lot more of that. I think this will really
it could set
cripple
the stage for that.
I think this will really cripple the
Well,
E-Rep.
well, yeah, when word gets back to the Votanus Collective that all the weapons they've been sending to overthrow the E-Rep are suddenly gone,
Yeah.
makes me wonder if they decide to come in themselves and make, kind of invade.
Yeah. Also, I think maybe Quentin dies.
Yeah, it could
It's
be.
about time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But
and
then-
let's see. Are we gonna see Linda Hamilton back?
Yes, what's gonna happen
yeah.
with
I
her?
want to see her and
She's gonna have more of a
Christy.
moment.
Hopefully, there's a mom and daughter moment just to see them interact.
I
Right.
want to see Stama and Miss
Ooh,
McCauley. That would
a
be really
mom-off?
cool. Yeah, I want to
mom
see.
off.
A good
I,
old-fashioned mom.
I think that would really be
Yeah.
an awesome scene to see the two. of them.
Agreed.
Yeah.
that would be
And
good.
Christy, the three moms, triple
Three
mom
moms.
off.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Mom
nice,
off.
A
folks.
lot of
Mom
exciting.
off next
And what's
week.
gonna happen with Pottinger?
Make your t-shirts, mom off.
Mom off.
Lots of
2046.
exciting stuff going on next week. Very, very excited for this finale. It's
Yeah.
going to be awesome. We're going to be here, right here on AfterBuzz TV next week, giving you all the scoops
That's right.
and recapping the whole thing. Jesse Klein, where can the people find you?
Yeah, you can find me at JessKlein1 on Twitter and Instagram. And the first Sunday of every month, you can find me with DJ Fawcett at the Improv Olympic West with Matt over here.
Yes, you can. And Scott Moore.
Find me on Twitter at sman80. That's SMAN80. And here on Sunday, well, this Sunday for the finale of True Blood.
Okay, and Nando.
You could find me on Twitter and Instagram at Nandovel, Nandovel, here at AfterBuzz for various shows. And on certain days, you might find me at the bar of the Improv Olympic West.
Snazzy.
My favorite place to be.
All right, and you can find me on Twitter at Matt Lieberman. That's MattLieberman. You can also find all my videos for SourceFed and SourceFed Nerd on YouTube, and you can find me here for The Strain and Ray Donovan and Under the Dome. Oh, and Doctor Who's coming back, and the Nick on Cinemax. Thank you all so much. We'll see you next week. Good night.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.